there yesterday. What are your first thoughts on the reception that the Prime Minister received at the NRG Stadium?
I think it was a tremendously historic moment when the Prime Minister really helped to bring together the world's two largest democracies, and you could feel the energy in the Energy Stadium. It was very vibrant, and I think the Prime Minister has really brought a new chapter on the global history stage.
And you've met the Prime Minister in the past, and he's someone who's taken very keen interest in your technology. And back in India right now, there's a lot of focus on healthcare. And the Prime Minister has big ambitions for India vis-a-vis healthcare. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about your technology and your interactions with the Prime Minister?
Well, in the last 2 decades, we have seen 2 profound revolutions in technology and in terms of industrial revolutions. We have seen what the internet technology like Google did for the information industry. We've seen what cell phones did for the telecom industry. We went from a few 100,000 landlines in India to over 1 billion cell phones in about a decade. We haven't yet seen that kind of revolution in healthcare. So our company, NanoBioSim, is working on the forefront. We've been working with DARPA, NASA, and some other agencies, US military, to build a technology that works at the convergence of physics, medicine, and nanotechnology to make the ability of diagnosing disease decentralized, so that you don't have to go to a hospital or centralized lab to get precision molecular information about a person's health.
And when you spoke to the Prime Minister in the past about this technology, and I saw some of those pictures of you interacting with the Prime Minister, what was his message to you regarding this technology especially?
I first remember him from 10 years ago when I visited him in Gujarat, and his vibrant Gujarat, and he encouraged me at that time to pursue my boldest dreams. I wanted to bring fundamental physics, medicine, and nanotechnology together. At that time, we didn't have an FDA-approved product. We had our first, I had a lot of science and a dream of how these technologies could be brought together. And what I loved about the interaction with him is his enthusiasm for technology, his vision to do something to bring it to the people of India. And I see it as an opportunity for landmark public-private partnerships where you can take disruptive technologies that can really exponentially scale on a whole planetary level, and you take visionary leaders in governments where you can partner them together to create a massive adoption of the next generation infrastructure. It's like a fifth industrial revolution.
Okay, so when you see the Prime Minister, he was at the UNGA today where he spoke about the climate change, and the India story, and everyone's talking about India. Donald Trump was there, and you heard what Donald Trump said to the Prime Minister yesterday. And there's a lot of interest around India, and everyone's sitting up and taking note of India. And this is happening for the last, I would say personally, in the last at least 5 to 6 years, it's better, and there's a bigger headline. Now, the reason I'm asking you this question is because you stay here in New York, and you travel.
Based in Boston.
You're based in Boston, and do you think there's a change in perception, and people really sit up and take note, and that is the reason why when Modi was there today, even Donald Trump was there, he tweeted about it. The fact that we are taking a stand on climate change, what's the India story that you take away from that, from all of this?
I think that the Prime Minister has proven himself to be a disruptive innovator, where he shows a steady flow of innovation and also a willingness to take action to implement those innovations. I think it is a great thing for the planet when world leaders stand up and help to adopt visionary thinking and innovation for the future of the planet.